The same way our bodies change during pregnancy, our body also changes after birth. And it changes in a lot of ways, just like pregnancy, that we were not expecting, and ways that are so new to us and may catch us off guard. So we're going to go through the main body changes that you may experience in postpartum. And if you're new here, I'm Naomi. I'm a first-time mama and just recently birthed my baby a month ago, all natural, no medication, and it was the most beautiful experience I've ever had. So let's go ahead and get into these postpartum body changes, starting with your pelvic floor. During pregnancy, your pelvic floor is really the muscle that holds up everything down there. You know what I mean? So this muscle after pregnancy, it can weaken just due to all the stress and the weight that you have during pregnancy, all the pushing during labor. And so it gets weak. And because of this weakness, you can have some incontinence. So you may notice that after you've given birth, you're wearing a pad most of the time because of all the bleeding that you're experiencing postpartum, or a Depends diaper or something like that. But you may notice yourself pee a little bit on yourself. If not a whole lot, then maybe just a little squirt every now and then. You may notice that if you move a certain way, or if you sneeze or something, you just may have a little bit of trickle down there. So that's something that you may have experienced during pregnancy. I know there are women later in their pregnancy that experience that little trickle if they sneeze or something like that. But this is something that can also happen in postpartum. Another big body change in postpartum are our breasts. And for one, our breasts are also going through a lot of changes postpartum because now they're kicking into gear to produce milk for our babies. Whether you're deciding to breastfeed or not, our bodies are still going to kick into gear to produce that milk. So therefore, our breasts will be hard. So once your milk comes in and you start noticing that, in the first few days, you may not notice it because our bodies are producing colostrum, which is the first milk that our babies get in the first few days. And after that is when our actual milk starts coming in. And as our boobs are producing those, and if we are not emptying them out, and even if we are, just when that milk really comes in strong, we can feel engorged. So literally you can touch your breasts and they will be hard as a rock. And sometimes this can be very uncomfortable. And because of this milk production also, you may notice that your boobs are a little more saggy, or that one is larger or saggier than the other. This actually just happened to me recently. I got out of the shower, I looked in the mirror and I was like, why is one boob lower than the other? And it's because once I felt it, it's because it was heavier because it had more milk in it. So it was weighing lower than the other. The next and most obvious body change that we experience in postpartum are stomach changes. And there's a lot of different stomach changes that you may experience in postpartum. One, starting with loose skin and a squishy belly, which is pretty much the case for most women. It's gonna be loose and it's gonna be squishy. It's squishy because, well, our uterus is still large. Even though our baby has come out, our uterus has to shrink back down to its original size. So with it still being the size it was to hold our baby, it's going to be squishy. And we're also going to have that loose skin. So our belly went from being stretched out to now all of a sudden what was stretching it out is out, which is our baby. And now that skin is just there. So this loose skin can draw back in and things like that, you know, through exercise, good nutrition and whatnot, but that's just a part of the process. Stretch marks are another skin change that you'll notice on your stomach if you had stretch marks. Some women don't get stretch marks, some do. I definitely got stretch marks. Again, it's just a part of the process. Don't feel insecure if you get stretch marks because they just tell a beautiful story that our bodies birth a whole baby and that journey that we went through to get to our babies. And honestly, that's something else. I'll probably have to make another video on this, but this just goes to show also that there is a certain mindset that we have to have going into postpartum, especially as a first-time mom. This is all new. If you're a second and a third-time mom, this may be something that you may feel because, you know, it's yes, you've done it before, but every pregnancy is so different and you're at a different place in your life and in your mindset. But going into postpartum, we have to have the mindset that we are now stepping into a new version of ourselves, and also seeing our body in ways that we've never seen it before, and also accepting the fact that the body that we used to have will no longer have. And that's not to say that you can't still be great, because honestly, I truly believe that the body we have postpartum, whatever we create from it, can be even greater than what we had before postpartum, because now we are stronger, we are wiser. So we can be stronger and be even more fit, healthy than before pregnancy, that body that we had before pregnancy. But just going in it with the mentality that our bodies are going to be forever changed and forever different. And that's beautiful, because that's a part of stepping into motherhood. The next body change is also dealing with the stomach, but it's what's called diastasis recti, which is the separation of the abs. So when our bellies grow, our uterus is growing, and as our bellies stretch, our ab muscles go from being like this, and as our bellies grow, our abs begin to separate. And so every level of separation for every woman is different. Some women have more separation, some women have less separation. But every woman, regardless, deals with this diastasis recti. And this is something that after postpartum, it's good to do certain exercises as far as like core exercises that help support this diastasis recti, because there are ways that we can work out that don't support it and that won't make it any better, won't help our muscles come in any more efficiently or any better. So if you are looking into core exercises and deep core exercises to help your core and your abs and that diastasis recti after birth, then make sure that they are diastasis recti friendly and postpartum friendly, so that you're not working against yourself, but you're actually working with your body and working with that diastasis recti to make sure that it's coming together more efficiently. Because if we're pushing certain ways, then it can really put more pressure and not actually help that separation come in. So that's another body change that happens in postpartum. The next one is night sweats, and this may catch you off guard, and it may happen very randomly. I woke up one morning and my shirt was like wet, and I was like, why am I so hot? Is it hot in the room? My husband was like, no, but it was because I was sweating. Is these night sweats. So in postpartum, we get night sweat. So if you're waking up in the middle of the night to feed your baby and you notice that you're sweaty, that's where it's coming from. You can thank postpartum for that. And on top of this, on top of the night sweats, this is something completely different, but it does kind of have to do with sweating, is body odor. The body odor in postpartum is something else. Let me just tell you, it is so strong that it just completely threw me off guard. And I will be completely honest with you, I haven't even really felt comfortable wearing deodorant, because I had saw that there were some studies about like how deodorant can get in breast milk, and I am exclusively breastfeeding my daughter. And so I have not really known what to do about deodorant wise. I might have to I am going to look into making some kind of homemade deodorant, because since I do plan on breastfeeding for a while, I can't go that long without wearing deodorant, because this body odor is crazy. So if you are like me and exclusively breastfeeding, and you also have that concern of your deodorant and the ingredients in it getting into your breast milk, then definitely look into some kind of natural deodorant, because that's what I will be doing. But yes, the body odor is crazy. And I've heard that this is a result of like the baby being able to smell us more, so our body puts off more odor. I don't know. Or if it's just the hormones and the way that our body is adjusting after postpartum that's causing the more smelliness. So if you notice that you are putting off more body odor than normal, that is postpartum. Because I was thinking one day, I was like, okay, I haven't really been moving around a lot. I haven't really been sweating any much more than I have before. So why am I so smelly? Like, it was the winter time. It's not hot outside. Again, I'm not sweating, so why do I smell this way? But it's postpartum. So these are all different things that you can look forward to as far as body changes in postpartum. And if you are not already, make sure you subscribe, and I wish you the best in your pregnancy and labor and delivery journey, and also your postpartum. Postpartum is something so beautiful to look forward to. It's not a negative thing like so many people talk about a negative postpartum experience. Postpartum is absolutely beautiful and it can be positive. You just have to put your mind to that. So I'll see y'all in the next one.